I moved up here with my now ex. We moved up here for love. And then we
hold
didn't.
on, girl. That's the tea. That's the tea that I like. Hold on. I thought you're from here, and you're not. You're from KZN.
I'm from KZN. I studied in Cape Town, and then I moved up here with somebody.
Oh man, girl,
who moved out with somebody else.
They will tea that to you.
I can't do no small talk. No small talk. I'm not with the small talk. Can't be with the small talk.
Sci-Fi family, Sima Fiyo here, and today I welcome you to yet another incredible 5 Unscripted episode. Today I'll be chilling with an amazing woman. I mean, a millionaire. A millionaire at 25. Love to see it. She grew up in an orphanage and now she lives in a penthouse. Baby girl managed to fill her fridge in January. When we have all the worries in the world, she didn't have those worries. Right in front of me, I have Q.
Hi, Sima.
Qinisile Que Dlamini. Q, what are the vibes?
I'm good. How are you?
I am super great. Before we even start getting to know you, your business and everything, my sister, tell me, why are they dragging you there on TikTok in January?
Apparently, my taste in coffee is not ideal for someone who lives in a penthouse.
Okay. Explain further.
No, because I really enjoy Rick coffee. I don't find anything wrong with the Rick coffee. And I am aware that most people prefer Jacobs or Nes, I think it's Nescafe.
I think so. But I don't know
much
about coffee.
Girl. I'm just a Rick coffee girl.
I don't like hot beverages. I just buy coffee as well just to accommodate visitors.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you come to my house, just know you're going to get Rick coffee.
At least you're getting something.
Right.
Something. Right. But you know what? Right now, I want us to get into your upbringing because I'd like to believe that it's very interesting, at the very same time, yet very inspiring. Right. So how was life for you growing up?
So when I was newborn, I lost both my parents. I'm actually not too sure what the entire story is. I did kind of avoid having that discussion with the social worker. But I just know I didn't have parents. And so I grew up in an orphanage. And I was fully aware of that I was kind of starting off on the back end. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to be in a penthouse up up there. But I knew that I had to work twice as hard or maybe 3 times as hard as my peers.
Yeah.
So in high school, I always stayed focused, pushed myself, never really got involved in things that maybe my peers were getting involved with, that teenagers would naturally do. Just because I knew that I am my only backup plan, right? Someone, let's say, for example, someone is to fall pregnant for whatever reason, they might have a parent who might be able to take care of their child while they continue with going to school and whatever the case. So I was just fully aware that I don't have that option. So staying focused was very, very important, and I did. And as soon as I was old enough, I started my businesses and they failed, and I started another one and it failed, and again until today where it worked out.
Millionaire 25. Come on. But you know what? I get you on the part where you say you are your only backup. Like for me, I was privileged enough to have 2 dads and 2 moms. By this, I mean my parents never got married and they got married to other people.
Yeah.
However, my dad passed away when I was 13 and then I lost contact with the stepmother. And then my stepdad is the dad who stepped up. And that's why I like to call him my father and not necessarily stepdad or anything like that. But for me, I know I'm nothing without my parents. Like if they were to pass away, yeah, man, it is what it is. So that's why for me, I also work as hard as I do because I am my only backup plan.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the fact that you told yourself that and instilled that mindset at a very young age already. Is that why maybe you got into interior designing because you saw that's where the money's at?
Not even. I think I just always was a very creative person. So if it wasn't interior design, it was probably going to be fashion design. So when I was in high school, I came across a woman who was helping people like myself to go to college. And she asked me, what is it that you want to study? I said fashion or interior design. And she was able to get me into an interior design college. So we went that route. I did love it. I am passionate about it. I guess anything that kind of allows me to be creative, I'm going to flourish in it. So yeah.
If you could change anything about your upbringing, what would you change? Would you even change it at all?
I don't think so. Because it sounds so cliche, but it's shaped me into the person that I am today. All of the things that I might have wanted to change when I was in it make sense now. And I think that's what life is. It's always going to make sense later on.
What are some of those things?
Just like, for example, I mentioned that I had started multiple businesses and they failed. And every time I started another business, I was like, okay, you know what, God, this is going to be the one that takes me not necessarily to being a millionaire, but just being okay, like being able to not worry about what am I going to eat, how am I paying my rent, whatever the case. And every time I got so close to that, it would fall.
Yeah.
And I was so mad. I was like, but I'm trying. Like other people had an advantage. Their mom will pay their rent, or their dad will do whatever needs to be done in terms of taking care of their needs. And I'm trying my best to just take care of my needs, but it's failing. So those sort of things today make sense. Back then, I was so mad.
Just like how growing up you wanted to be adopted.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
Oh, girl.
And it turned out the best way possible.
Right.
Let us in.
Yes, I actually did. So obviously, growing up in the orphanage, you see other kids come in and then you see them leave, and you see them come in and you see them leave, and there is kind of that period what do you call it, like an age range, that most kids would be adopted by the age of 6. If if you pass 6 years old, the chances are very low. And yeah, I would sit there and be like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's gonna be my turn this month, and it never came, and it was sad then. But now, everything lining up to where I am now makes so much sense that I probably wouldn't have been so driven, because I maybe would have been adopted by a very nice family who took care of everything. I might have become very spoiled or whatever the case. Or I might not have. We don't know. But what we do know is that the upbringing that I had has shaped me into the person that I am now. So I wouldn't change anything.
But I mean, how did you heal from that? I mean, being a child, wanting to get adopted, being hopeful almost every month and that not happening, I'm sure it did something to you.
It did and didn't. I think I've always just been a very grateful person. So as much as I did want to be adopted, there were so many other things that were good that kind of made it all right. Like I wouldn't say I don't have biological family, but I do have other people who stood in as family, like my friends, their parents, some foster hosts that I might have gone to. So yeah, I was okay with it. It just would have been better. It would have been more ideal if I was
to be adopted. I love that, and I also love how you're open about your roots, your journey, because it's very inspirational. And at the end of the day, if you don't tell your story, nobody will ever tell your story better.
Yeah.
But I mean, in grade 1, you met a special somebody who's still in your life right now.
I did.
Who's that person?
No.
Was it not grade 1?
Are you stalking me?
I mean, I do follow you on TikTok. I'm one of those over 100K followers. I'm one of them there, that percentage.
That friend, it's her right here.
It's Londi.
It's Londi. Londi. We've been friends since grade 1. In fact, her mom was a teacher at the preschool that I went to.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've been friends.
No, Londi, come to camera. No. Come. Because I searched for this friend. And I'm like, no, hey, Londi. Oh, my goodness. Lovely to see you this whole time. Because the thing with me is, in as much as this is 5 unscripted, let's have the conversation, whatever. But I need to know my business. So I do my research. I was finding this best friend. I'm like, where is this person? And then I saw a lady called Zandi did a TikTok with her. I'm like, hey, it might be Zandi. I is not make sure. Yeah, I actually, speaking about is not make sure. You are on TikTok a lot, right?
I am.
Are your friends on TikTok? Are you able to speak the TikTok language with them?
My friends? No. They're awful. They don't have TikTok accounts. I don't even know if they follow me. They don't call me Lady Q, which makes me feel very sad.
Yes,
they're
like,
out here calling me Qinisile and Queenie. Who is that?
It's like you saying Tando. I'm proud of you, baby girl. And they're like, what are you talking about?
No,
like,
I'm Londi. I'm not Tando.
That's why I'm on TikTok right now, because I used to be that friend. I'd be like, are you butchering my name right now?
Don't be that friend. Please don't.
Definitely not. But I mean, your friendship is healthy.
Yes.
I'd like to believe. I mean, you've been friends with this person for over like 18, 20 years?
19
years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It
From
is.
grade 1 up until this point. What do you guys do to make sure that the friendship is flourishing, it is healthy?
I think when you've always been quite similar, a lot of our core values are the same. Like we believe in the same things. We have, I think, ultimately the same sort of goals. Even things as small as most of my friends, in fact, not just Londi, who's been friends since grade 1, my closest circle, most of us have been friends for that long. And you'll find so many similarities that shouldn't matter, but they kind of do make sense. For example, none of us drink. None
High
of us.
five.
Thank you.
I'm also a
You
non-drinker.
want to join the crew?
100%. I need friends, guys, please.
Yeah, so it's not that we wouldn't invite someone who does drink. It's just naturally we just gravitated towards each other because we have the same sort of values and ideas and outlook on life. So yeah, so those sort of things that will bring us together, and obviously just staying in touch even though we don't live in the same provinces. That's why you won't see my friends around a lot. They live in different provinces, doing different things, but we talk
That
a lot.
makes
We
sense.
just stay in touch. Yeah.
How do you feel about friendship shots?
Friendship shots?
Yeah, being thrown to you on social media where someone is like, Q, I love you so much. Because I've seen a couple of those. Q, I love you so much. Can we be friends? Can we be friends? And then I think you responded, but let me not steal that moment from you. How do you feel about that?
You have been stalking me. Right. I just feel like it's very sweet and very flattering. It's just I wouldn't really be very open to letting people in, not because they're from the internet. I'm just like that in general.
100%.
I've never been a very open person. I don't have many friends, and all the friends that I do have, we've been friends for 19 years. So letting people into the circle, it's not like it's an exclusive thing. It's just I've just always been very closed off. So anyone getting in is going to be difficult, not just because you're from TikTok. Yeah, so I think
And I
that's
love the
what
fact
do.
that you're very unapologetic about that. Because also, you never know people's intentions. Like someone could be friends with you because you're a millionaire. And then all the time they tell you sub stories.
Right.
And then now you need to chip in. And then it's difficult there. Hey, man. But I mean, on TikTok, someone called you privilege.
Oh.
And when I saw that TikTok, I didn't know what your response was. So now I want to know.
I was just like, I can't remember how I responded, but I just remember how I felt. I'm just like, it's very funny how everyone will obviously see the end result and never have been around for what made up for, or what led up to that. It could have been 40 years, it could have been 10 years, whatever the case. Everybody has a story. So I just wish that people would just take the time to try and find out who is this person, where do they come from, what is their story, especially when I've put it out there so many times. It's like you have no excuse to not know where it is that I come from. So if you want to make a statement like that, then it should at least come from an educated or an advised sort of stance. So yeah, that kind of upset me, not because I get upset for because there's a lot of negative things that we see on TikTok. It was just like, geez, like you can work so hard and try so hard to inspire people all of the time and then still be grouped under she's just privileged.
That's true. And also you can't really control people's thoughts, people's comments, because they can say whatever on the internet.
Oh, and they say a lot. They really
But how do you deal with those moments where you receive negativity?
For the most part, we just block it out, delete the comment, whatever. But to be honest, there are certain comments that we choose to respond to intentionally because it brings eyes. Obviously, I'm running a business and we need people to know about what we're doing. Unfortunately, people are more attracted to or drawn to negativity, some sort of drama, whatever the case. So every now and again, I'll just respond to a video, not because it really hurt me. I think I've gone past that point where I was kind of hurt by what people were saying. But for now, it's business. Publicity. All publicity is good publicity.
It's good. It'll make you trend, girl.
Right?
It'll get you 50K followers.
Exactly.
But I see you're starting your journey there on YouTube. What attracted you to those streets? Because I wanted more, and I'm like, 3 vlogs, yes, Nisha, girl, come on, you can't do that.
I'm trying my best. I was on YouTube. I had a whole channel with like, I think I maybe had 30 videos or something like that.
Then what happened to it?
I removed that stuff because it's not related to where I am right now. It was my previous business. I was a CMT, clothing manufacturing.
Okay.
Right, so I used to make clothes, but I started off with like doing like little DIY videos, making clothes and stuff. So I'd post that. It was doing really well. And then I got off of YouTube for a while, and then people started asking for me to go back, and I'm trying. So I'm trying.
I love the fact that you're trying. And I also love the fact that you're very intentional about your brand and where you're going. Do you understand what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand, Uguti, that's where the success comes from.
Yes.
If you're not rooted with intention,
Yeah.
things are going to be so messed up.
Yeah.
Because also for me right now on TikTok, I'm finding my feet. And I'm like, before I can do anything else, start using crazy sounds, I want people to know me as a broadcaster. That's what I do. That's what I'm all about. I'm an MC, book me.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
You're right.
Right? And then I can go on to try out other things and collaborate with other people because then I would be moving with intention.
Yes.
Right?
Because there has to be something that people remember you on, especially on TikTok, where we're seeing so many people all at the same time. We need to see Sima broadcasting all the time before we can remember her for that. Because now if you're just switching between this and that, they won't remember you.
100%. But then now I want us to talk about Airbnb. During our chat, you've been mentioning that you started businesses because you had to, and they clearly didn't work out. Tell me about those businesses. What were you doing?
You remember I said I was very interested in fashion. If I wasn't doing interior design, I would have done fashion. So just a whole lot of things around that. I think I started off, what do they call it? Upcycling clothing. We buy stuff from a thrift store and then turn it into something really cute. And I was doing well until I wasn't. Then I tried actually making things from scratch. And I was selling little bags, like little makeup bags. And then until I wasn't. And then I moved to Cape.
But you've been very creative.
Yeah. No, these hands, listen.
They do a lot.
They do. Then I moved up here to Joburg. Mind you, I moved up here with my now ex. We moved up here for love. And then we didn't.
Hold on, girl. That's the tea. That's the tea that I like. Hold on. I thought you were from here. And you're not. You're from KZN,
I'm from KZN. I studied in Cape Town. And then I moved up here with somebody.
Oh, man. Girl.
Who moved out with somebody else.
They will do that to you. Oh, my goodness, cute.
Yeah. But that forced me,
How old were you also?
2019. How old are you when you graduate? Was that 23? Yes.
Okay.
23 or something like that.
It's the fact that you think I graduated for me.
Hey.
God loves me. That's all I'm going to say. God loves me.
I still can't. You said you're 22?
I'm 22.
No, man.
I did my first year when I was 19. And then last year, 2022, I took a gap year in my third year because I felt like I just need to relax just a bit.
Okay.
Might go back to finish, might not. We'll see what God wants.
Goodness. No, you don't give me 22-year-old energy.
Really?
Not at all.
A lot of people actually say that to me.
No, you're very mature.
Okay.
Besides the voice, though, you're very mature.
So I've got a nice voice.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
you would not be here.
Actually, you know what's crazy about me? Growing up, I used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And most of the time, the teachers would tell me, please leave the classroom. And sometimes I'd be like, you know what? You're chucking me out right now. One day, I will get paid for talking. And you know, as kids, we're naughty. So my classmates would support me and laugh. I didn't know what I was saying, but the power of the tongue is amazing. Because, the tongue has the power of life and death. And today, I actually get paid for talking.
Yeah.
You know, you have been moving with intention in your life by starting businesses. Not the first one may not work out, the second one, third one, but eventually something is going to work out.
Absolutely.
And something has worked out for you, which is Airbnb, girl, Miss Millionaire, Miss Masterclasses. I love that for you so much.
Thank you.
How did you even stumble upon Airbnb?
I was just recovering from my most recent business that failed, left me homeless,
Broke.
in debt.
Hey.
It was really, really bad. And I was staying in an old schoolmate's kind of back room sort of thing, right? And it was time for me to move out. I didn't know where I was going from there. And I asked someone, you know what? I found this apartment on Facebook Marketplace. I cannot afford it because obviously my affordability is not going to check out. Can you please stand as surety for me? Now, obviously, she had been supporting me through the whole downfall because the business was going down very slowly. It was a long time. But she was there supporting me throughout the whole thing. And when I asked her this, she was like, you know what? I've been helping you the entire time and I can't really see how this is going to get any better. This is going to be the last time that I can help you. Not because I don't want to, but because I can't anymore either, right? So she did. She got me the apartment and I moved into it. That's the one. I'm not too sure how you're stalking, how well you've been stalking, but
Girl,
that's
I've
the
seen
one.
everything. I know your first TikTok.
That is it. The other apartment, the one that also had the windows, right? So I moved into there. Mind you, I had a mattress and my clothing. That's it. nothing else. And slowly, I was doing some other work. It was paying me some money. So I bought a couch from Facebook Marketplace, 1,000 rand. I still have that couch. Listen, it's not going anywhere.
The way you recommend Facebook Marketplace, I'm scared. Yo,
They
guys,
must
I
pay
don't
me.
know.
I'll coach you
In
after
fact-
this.
Okay, love it.
So got the couch. The place started looking like a place. I had a friend over and he was like, wow, this looks really nice. It looks like a hotel. That's where the idea came from.
Oh, wow.
That same day, I went downstairs to building management. I spoke to them. This is what I want to do. Will it be okay? They said, go ahead. I listed it on Airbnb. 2 days later, I got my first bookings. And then from there, I just obviously started marketing the space, and I got the other Airbnbs as well. At the time, I think I had 3 of them. And instead of people wanting to book the Airbnb, they were like, but how? How do you have all these properties? How do I get started? Whatever. So started a class.
That's amazing. But before we get into the classes, how do you think your interior design background is helping you with Airbnb?
Oh my word! It's crazy because I was just like a couple of months ago, I was just thinking how I went to school for interior design, studied for 4 years. I got 2 qualifications out of it, but I wasn't using it at all until now. Everything has come full circle, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes things don't make sense.
True.
I went to the design school. I got my qualification, but I wasn't finding jobs in interior design. It wasn't making sense why I had spent all those years doing it. But now, it's just like this is why.
But I mean, at what point did you realize that Airbnb is working? The money's coming in.
I think when I was able to pay my first rent using Airbnb money, that's when I was like, geez, no, man, this thing is legit, right?
But I mean, before we get into the success, you being able to pay your rent off Airbnb money, let's talk about the sacrifices that you had to make. Because when I look at that, now, I'm someone who loves my own space. I'm always like, yo, people coming into my space. It's like my parents want to visit me here in Johannesburg. And I'm like, guys, wait until I get a 2-bedroom
No, book them
apartment.
in Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Of course I'm going to do that. But I mean, for you, what influenced the decision to be like, yo, right now, I need to give up my own space to make money, to start this business?
Yeah, because me being attached to my own space was not going to pay the bills at the end of the day,
Actually.
right? The goal was bigger than that. So literally, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I said, okay, I'm going to put it on Airbnb. Where am I going when I get bookings? Anyway. I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor in someone's apartment, sleeping there, sleeping on a couch, sleeping wherever other than my own place because I'm trying to make money. So yeah, those sort of sacrifices. The other thing I had to do was, I mentioned that when I started, I didn't have furniture. I had my mattress. I had just bought the couch at least, but there was still no fridge, no microwave, no TV, all of those sort of things. I had a friend in the building who stayed more with her boyfriend. So I asked her, listen, friend, this is what I want to do. Can I hire your furniture from you every time I get a guest? She said, that's cool. So I'd obviously pay her. I would have to carry furniture from the 3rd floor to the 6th floor every time I had a guest. And when the guest checks out, I'd take it back downstairs. All of those sort of things for a couple of months until it really started paying off.
I love that. And then people call you privileged.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Do you know?
That stuff stings because you're like, you don't understand what I had to go through to get to where I am today.
Right.
Carrying a fridge every single day. Having to pay someone and still pay yourself and make sure you're maintaining this place and you're saving to get your own furniture, sleeping in different places.
On a mattress on the floor.
You know what I want to call it? Being uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
But I mean, at what point do you realize that this is working out? Like now I'm making money. I mean, I'm on 200K, 300, and then it reached 1 million.
Yeah, no, because that was so unexpected. I was not expecting it at all. We just kept on doing Airbnb, kept on teaching people. And then I went to the bank one day and something was up with my account. And then the guy was like, ma'am, so I don't know what they call it. Something about... something. I don't know these
I'm
terms.
not well versed with financial stuff, so
Yo,
let's not even go
let's
there.
not. But he said it to me. I was like, no ways. No ways. So it was totally unexpected. And I think that the reason why we even got there was because that was never the goal. The million was never the goal. The goal was to help people. My focus was always, I'm fully aware that I'm not the only one who went through those tough times that I was going through, not knowing what I was going to eat for dinner or whatever the case, not knowing how I was going to pay my rent. That is the reality of so many people. So if I can help anyone who's willing to at least change it for themselves, that is going to be my focus. And along with just focusing on that, then came the million. It's not because the goal is the money or whatever the case. It was helping people.
Is that also the reason why you've got masterclasses now?
Yeah.
An international going to
Listen,
London,
you know
Manchester.
how many people we have helped, how many people whose lives have changed? Often, so we have a WhatsApp group for all the people who've joined the class, and obviously they receive mentoring and training from us. But every time they come and they finally got the Airbnbs, they post it on the group, and oftentimes some of them will say, Q, I joined that masterclass with my last 100 Rand or my last 200 Rand, and now I finally got an Airbnb, right? So all of those sort of things make it worth it, even despite all the negativity that we might receive, because everyone in South Africa thinks everything is a scam.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So yeah, it makes it so worth it, because I remember the same feeling that I had when I discovered Airbnb. I can only imagine that that's the feeling that they're having as well. That it got better.
And I also love the fact that your classes are so affordable. Like, they're so affordable.
Listen.
Like 250, 150, maybe even 100 Rand if you're really lucky. And you're going around South Africa, you're touring to teach young South Africans, not just young, but everyone in South Africa, to be like, yo, this is how you can change your life, because this is how I changed my life. Like, I honestly commend you for that.
Thank you.
Also, we didn't get to meet because I was running for a radio show on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So what happened is that I attended your masterclass here in Johannesburg, because I'm also trying to make some money. You understand? Like, I'm also trying to coin it.
Yeah.
And I saw you, and I remember always like looking at you. I was looking at you because of how welcoming your presence is, number one, how warm you are, how willing you are to answer everyone's question. When I say everyone, I mean everyone.
Okay,
there were over 100 people there, and 50 people were asking questions.
The same question over
and over. And Q was like, no, like, ask. And we're like, girl, we need to go, okay? But I love the fact that you're so welcoming, because I remember I'm growing up, I'm sure you can also relate with this, being in the classroom and a teacher asks you a question. It's like deep down, you know the answer, but you don't want to be wrong, because everyone else around you would make fun of you.
Exactly.
But that masterclass was a safe space. Like, it was a safe space, and you kept on like explaining things, reiterating, and making sure that everyone understands. You even went above and beyond to say, if today was not clear for you, I will give you an opportunity to attend the online class. You didn't have to. They paid 250 to be there. Other people paid for the online. Yeah. There's no need. But that's how much of an amazing person you are, honestly speaking. And I know that you're God-fearing. You are a child of God. Who introduced you to God, actually?
At the orphanage, we were forced. This is God.
This is Him. You praise Him. You worship Him.
Exactly like that. But like, obviously at the time it was going to be, you know how anyone would react if they were forced to do anything. But there was a point where I was like, you know what, actually, there's God.
He's around.
Right?
He does things.
Exactly. So that I reintroduced myself to God, and I've just been there the whole time. I won't say I've been consistent. There've been times where we were not on talking, what is it? We weren't on speaking terms. I was very mad.
Did he do you dirty? Okay, I was about to. What did he do?
He did me dirty. Like, I didn't speak to him for, was it 3 years? 3 years I didn't speak to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And the time that I came back was when this last business failed. I was sitting in on that bed in the back room that I was staying in. And I was like, you know what? I've been ignoring you for the longest time. I don't know what you're doing. It doesn't make sense at all. But I'm just going to give in.
Yeah, this is me, man.
And I gave in. And I will never not give in again. Because the way that I was pushing so hard and the way I was trying so hard was just like he was like, okay, yeah, you're doing great, but let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah.
That's amazing, because also I'm very rooted in God. And right now, like, I'm panicking. I'm like, my life without God for 3 years. Well, He was there. He definitely was there.
Just watching.
But the idea of thinking like me removing myself, like, I'm mad at you and I'm gone for you, I'd be so scared.
Yeah,
I'd be so scared. And I'm glad that you're back, girl. Hallelujah. Amen.
I'm trying, getting slowly back, slowly.
Yes.
I still slip up a bit.
And that's okay.
As a heathen.
Girl. You didn't just. But you know what? God is amazing, right? Yes. And He's showing you that He's amazing in so many ways. Yeah. And I just want to know from you now, like, what are some of the things rather that you have right now that you didn't have growing up, that you're super grateful for?
Okay, so Obviously, a penthouse. A penthouse. It's crazy.
I mean, there's no orphanage in a penthouse.
Private school orphanage.
Hey, love it.
So obviously, that is a major one because it is a 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm living alone. And having my own space is so refreshing because obviously when you grow up in an orphanage, there's like 80 other kids there. There's no privacy. So having that is it feels amazing. Being able to buy food whenever you need to buy food. It's not like, okay, that's that sort of thing. Super, super grateful for that. Having my own room, my own bed, small things like that people can sometimes forget are a blessing. I'm so grateful for that.
Someone once said to me that the things we take for granted, someone else is praying for.
Yeah.
And your prayers
Someone
have been
else
answered.
They have been. I went into 2020. What was last year?
2022, yeah.
On New Year's of 2022, instead of being outside grieving, because I don't drink, I don't like partying. Instead of being outside, what I did was I bought myself a notebook and I wrote down all of the things that I wanted God to bless me with, right? And half of those things on that list have been answered. So again, this year I did the same thing. The things that hadn't been answered, I carried over to this year, and then I put a couple new things. I feel like it's just such a great way to start off your year. 100%. And then also just check in on the book every now and again and see what God is actually doing.
And I love the fact that you are doing that. And I think throughout our conversation, I've realized that you move with intention, you know? But I mean, we have come to that time where I need to say goodbye to you.
Aww.
And I hate it so much because, like, where has the time gone? But before I let you go, I want us to play a game quickly.
Okay.
It's called If You Were. So, if you were a song, which song would you be?
Oh, no. There's this song. It's called Imbogoto by Frigid Armadillo. Do you know them? Afrotech. Do you listen to Afrotech?
Oh, Nkosiam, that is my
Those
genre.
people,
Yo, Afrotech is everything.
Yeah, that one. That's my song. If you're ever on my TikTok lives in the morning, I play it every single morning on repeat.
I'll make sure not to miss it.
Please.
Because thing is also, I really want to take my DJing seriously. Me too. Oh, really?
Been saying.
Girl, can we do something
Can
about
we go
it?
to a masterclass or something?
Together.
Yeah.
I know someone.
Please. Okay, because I'm going to be DJ Lady Q on the decks.
Oh.
Thank you.
Love to see it. And then if you were a shoe.
If I was a shoe, I'd probably be slippers or something. No ways.
Same. Stilettos for what? No
Those
ways.
are for pictures and we take them off.
100%. I saw that on Saturday.
I did the whole masterclass barefoot.
And then if you were a movie, which movie would you be?
Movie. Avatar. You know Avatar, the first one though. The second one was a bit...
Yeah, I was born in 2000, you know.
You didn't watch Avatar? With the blue people?
I just know them. And
girl.
Like, yeah. I think I was too young, man, when it came out. It's like I saw Avatar, but I wasn't there.
Too young. That thing came out like yesterday.
Really? But isn't there like an Avatar from like 5 years?
Yeah, that
like
one. The
2005 or whatever.
2005.
Okay, sorry, I'm wrong. I just think I'm young for everything. That's where the danger is. And then lastly, I know I said lastly with the movie, but then now something just clicked. A book, because I know you read.
A book. I don't read, girl.
You don't read?
No.
Then who was I seeing?
Somebody else.
Why don't you read?
I've just never been that person. You know when you're very, very creative, the chances of you being a reader are very slim. Like, I feel like I listen to podcasts more. I learn from podcasts or learn from watching. But reading has just never been my strong suit. In fact, I think I'm actually have a light case of dyslexia. That's it.
That is crazy because why am I convinced that you actually read? You strike me as that person. Number one, you're well-spoken, you're well-versed, and you're confident, your vocab is here. And that's what reading does, right?
Listening too.
Nah.
Listen.
I should try podcasts more.
Listen to
Except for this one. 5 Unscripted. But you know what, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
You've been absolutely incredible. I enjoyed our conversation. Didn't want it to end. But yeah, you know the vibes.
When are we having part 2?
It's coming.
Okay.
Soon. Soon. But I can't let you go without asking you this because everyone would hate me. What's next for you? We want to know.
Okay, so short term, we're going to London. for a masterclass, London and Manchester. And then when we come back, we'll continue with the masterclasses. But obviously, the focus is going to be setting up more Airbnbs for the students, because I'm sure you've seen that we've been doing that, sponsoring students with 100K to furnish their Airbnb. And then I have some other stuff in the works, potentially just giving mentorship, because that's something that a lot of people have been asking for. So aside from the Airbnb business, just how to potentially become a millionaire at 25, just with any business.
I love
thinking
that.
of doing something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Qinisile Que Dlamini. She's absolutely incredible. She is a powerhouse. I personally look up to her. And I think as a young person in South Africa, in the world as a whole, you should do the same. Do the most. Check her out on all social media platforms, Q_Dlamini. That's your girl. And I mean, that's how we get to wrap up 5 Unscripted with Q. Sima Fiyo on 5 Unscripted, 5FM. I'm signing out.
This is 5